Aries, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for early to mid-October 2023. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business, as always, and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes into energy and see what's going on for the lovely Aries collective. I hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Talk to me, my gods. What do you have for us Rams here as we move into mid-October, please? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card, then we'll get into the full reading itself, and at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean in on, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Aries, please, and thank you, my gods. Okay, thank you. Big Gemini energy here, and this is an oracle deck, so obviously it's not the Lovers or Tarot. This is a big card of perspective. Okay, so whether you're wanting someone to see something through your eyes, or you might need to view something through another lens, that's a big thing with this card. Now, before we really dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the October subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. Also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk about this card. Interesting imagery. This one has always stuck out to me ever since I started working with this deck. We have these two individuals. They're looking through the same mask. So, of course, it always gives me that Gemini feel. So if you're connected to a Gemini very closely, their energy could be showing up front and center. However, to me, I don't feel like this is mask as in secrecy. Sure, there might be certain things where you don't know all the details. There could be certain information you're trying to look for or attain when this card shows up, but the main thing to me is perspective. So whatever things you might be going through a great time right now. Things might not even be rough. If things pop up in the coming days and weeks, it's very important to either put yourself in someone else's shoes, or you might just want somebody to see something from your eyes, like, okay, well, put yourself in my place, how would you react type of energy. That's what I'm picking up here in the front. So I always find it interesting. Now, if there's something you've been dealing with for quite a while, or something that's a bit serious, this could really be spirit saying like, hey, maybe switch up your approach, take it from a different angle. If what you're working with right now, it's not doing the trick, maybe try to approach it from a different way. So we're just going to put that down right there. Very interesting way to start here, my friends. But let's get into tarot now. And I always say that first card right there, it doesn't make or break the reading, it's just a little footnote. So yeah, let's get you 3 cards in the upright, and we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. So shuffle it up here one time for the Aries collective. What do you have for us, my gods? And while we get the deck ready, let's talk about last week's reading. Very interesting indeed. It was titled A Karmic Issue. Now, I will say this, throughout the whole entire spread, there were tons of karmic cards all over the place. Now, that could mean a lot of Aries are right on the precipice of a lot of big changes in life, okay? Like big picture changes, small picture changes, big metamorphosis, a lot of evolution, or you might be learning a karmic lesson as well. That could really be it. So those are a lot of things that were showing up last week, and those energies could linger for a while, but let's see what we have for you this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone, so only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or someone you're linked to. Let's get these 3 cards out here. What do you have for us Aries here, my guys? Get 3. As a lot of you know, I'm part of the collective myself. We do have the Page of Swords in position number 1. Yeah, someone might have eyes on something here, okay? Whether you or somebody else, it's like eyes on. That's the Watcher of the Tarot deck. Let's get 2 more. Someone could be analyzing or watching. Yeah, these are my 2 biggest cards of watching something or analyzing, and they're 1 and 2 here. Okay, so just know, like, you might be under someone's microscope, or there could be something that really has your attention. We'll break it down further with the Hanged Man in position number 2. Let's get 1 more out here. Okay, thank you. Queen of Swords, a lot of air energy, Aries, so we're picking up a lot of mental vibes here, a lot of mental energy, extremely active, okay? You might want to get something moving here. There could be a little lack of patience, but let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, then we'll get into that juicy, intuitive stuff. So, at first look, first glance, I have to mention we have 2 cards of the sword suit here. In tarot, swords represent communication. It also represents the realm of thought, the inner mind. These are also court cards, so these could be representing people, not just air sign individuals, but any people that might be in your life. There's nuance to them. There's some differences, but let's go through one by one, then we'll really break this down. Position number 1, we have the Page of Swords. So as I've already been saying, we did have air sign energy in the very front as well. Remember, I said Gemini here. So Gemini, Libra, Aquarius could be showing up in a very heavy way here. The Page of Swords, as with all pages, they're communicators, they're talkers, but they're also students. Now, the difference with the Page of Swords is it's a little bit defensive. So some of you might be closing off in this time. You might feel a little closed off or on guard when this card shows up. There might be somebody else that you're dealing with that is on guard or very protective for one reason or another. But as I said, if this isn't a new thing, if this isn't, conversation where someone's like a little standoffish, when we see this Page of Swords, it's the Watcher. A lot of people call it the Spy of the Tarot deck. So there might be information you're wanting. There might be information you're trying to ascertain or get your hands on. There could be someone that's watching you even, especially with the Hanged Man right next to it. It could be two people in the same mode, like kind of watching each other for some odd reason. It's very interesting. So there's going to be a lot for us to break down as we move through this reading. But it could be something just as simple as a talk or a conversation when we have this page. Now, moving to the center, this is where it starts to get a little intriguing to me. We have the Hanged Man. Now, to me, this is Scorpio energy or Virgo energy we're seeing in the center. This is a pulled back, retracted type of energy. So whereas we have this defensive energy, this one's a little defensive and skeptical as well. This one is absolutely very skeptical and on guard. So there might be something you're retracting from. Not a lot of movement with this Hanged Man. So certain things might be in a state of stall, like something could have stalled or something might not be moving to your liking, whether you're enforcing that or someone else. This is full stop energy when we have this Hanged Man. Now, it could mean a lot of other things, of course, if it's not somebody analyzing, watching, strategizing. The Hanged Man is a card of self-sacrifice, where somebody takes one for the team, where they put other people's happiness above their own. But it could also be a card of business as usual. All right, so some of you, maybe this has something to do with day-to-day life. So the way all this energy is mixing around, I find it very interesting, whether this is two people mirroring, both people watching for whatever reason. I don't know why that would be the case, but let's keep moving over. On the back end here, we have the Queen of Swords. Let me fix that Hanged Man real quick before we keep it moving. The Queen of Swords, once again, air sign energy. So Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. And when I see her, if this isn't a person, if this isn't an older feminine figure, this could be an energy you're stepping into. This is straightforward, no nonsense, no BS. Tell it like it is. This could be something you're disconnecting from emotionally if this isn't representing a person. So you might be purposely trying to disconnect your emotion from something. The Queen of Swords is very stern, extremely serious. Another thing, though, with her is she is a strategist. She is a planner. All of these cards have some underlying planning or watching and analyzing to it. So it's going to be super interesting when we start clarifying it. But once again, the Queen of Swords, a challenge that could be seen with her. It could be somebody that's like, yeah, you know what? I'm not playing games no more. It's game over type of energy. We'll see when we clarify her, but there could be something you're just like not entertaining for whatever reason. Or it could just be stern, right? You might just be in Queen of Swords mode where it's like, yeah, I'm not going to accept this. I'm not going to accept that. We're going to keep it pushing. So I want to dive deeper on all this, Aries. Let's jump in and clarify. Let's shuffle it up here one time for you. And as I said, with all this air energy we've been seeing, your mind could be going a little more than usual. Okay? A little more active. So let's see what's going on. And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. So let's go in on that Page of Swords. What are all these people looking at? What are they watching? And yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Aries, drop it down in the comments. I don't mind at all. All right, Page of Swords. Why is this Page of Swords here? Thank you. Two of Swords in reverse. Yeah, so if there is somebody watching or keeping tabs, like it's not really in secret for one reason or another. We have the Two of Swords in reverse. And of course, this could be somebody popping up out of nowhere. So I'm getting two main messages here. If you feel like, all right, someone's keeping tabs on me, like you might have full knowledge about that. So whether it's you keeping tabs, they're keeping tabs, we're keeping tabs on each other. Yes, there could be somebody watching in one form or another, but I think you already know this. Like this isn't a mystery. But aside from that message, the big thing I'm picking up with the Two of Swords in reverse is somebody popping up out of nowhere. This is one of my cards of mystery, and when I see it in reverse, it's like, okay, making a move, popping up. So you might have some talks or conversations that you didn't see coming in the upcoming days and weeks. Unexpected talks, surprising talks, people popping up. But as I said, there could be someone that's a little skeptical or a little defensive about that. So if someone does pop up, you might be a little, how should I handle this? How should I word this? How should I react to this? That's a big vibe I'm picking up here in the front. So we're going to keep moving. Interesting 2 messages. Sometimes I'll get like 3, 4, 5 different messages, but those are the main ones I'm picking up here. If there is someone watching, it's like, yeah, I know. I feel it. Like, I know. So let's see what's up with that Hanged Man. Because more of this analysis, analytical, trying to get some information type of energy. And it's throughout the whole entire spread. Notice more swords here. So why is the Hanged Man in the mix? Why do we have the Hanged Man here? Oh, quick. I did one shuffle. The card popped out immediately. Yeah. All right. Somebody might be trying to get their act together in one way or another. Now notice we're getting repeating 2s on the bottom. Cards of balance, cards of decision-making, cards of choices, choosing a path. And when I see the 2 of Pentacles in reverse, specifically under like a card like the Hanged Man, yeah, I'm still getting this watching energy. Don't get that twisted. But there is somebody who's like, all right, I need to get my act together. I need to get my stuff together. I was about to curse there for a minute. I censored myself. So the 2s, there could be a lot of partnerships in mind, especially with the double people showing up top. 2 of Pentacles is imbalanced. So there might be somebody that feels off in this time. And I don't necessarily feel like it's you in the center. Okay. This could be the same one person that we're picking up here. And there is something about them or something about what they're going through. It is very imbalanced right now, whether it's their mind state, which it could absolutely be with all this sword energy, or they just need to get their act together in one form or another. That's just what I'm picking up here. Like, I don't feel like there's anything malicious here. Okay, so we're going to keep moving. Once again, very, very simple. This could also be somebody that doesn't want to mess up. They don't want to mess up or make a mistake. Of course, like with 2s in reverse, it's like somebody like, all right, we're going to hold on for a second. I'm going to wait a minute. I'm going to pump the brakes here. So I'm really interested to see what shows up with this Queen of Swords on the back end, because that could be extra spicy depending on what shows up. So we're going to keep pushing over. Let's not get hung up here. If you're seeing a lot of repeating 2s, a lot of number signs, synchronicities from spirit, pay attention to those things in this time. Okay, your guides could be trying to talk to you, because remember, we had the twins in the beginning. We have 2 people showing up. We have 2 2s. So interesting number synchronicities this week. So let's go in on that Queen of Swords. Then we'll do a quick recap before we get into the shadow card. So why is the Queen of Swords here for Aries, please? And now the deck is being a little specific here. Thank you. Justice, big Libra energy here. And we are in the time of Libra, so I'm getting a couple of energies. Now, first off, when we have Lady Justice in the spread, that's the karmic energy that we kind of saw last week. Even the 2 of Pentacles could be somewhat karmic. So if you're not connected to a Libra, if you're not dealing with a Libra, like, yeah, this could be the karmic energy where you're going through some sort of transformation or metamorphosis. However, I do feel for a lot of you in Libra season, which we currently are in at the time of this reading, maybe you're stumbling on this reading at a different time. But when I see this energy here, it's like, all right, you might not be as soft around the edges as you normally are. Now, as an Aries myself, I have my Sun, Venus, Mercury, and Aries. We're generally very welcoming, nice people. Like, we're friendly to individuals until they give us reason not to be. With all this defensiveness, like, you might be a little, I don't want to say meaner or harsher than normal, but there's like a skepticism here. It's more like Scorpio energy I'm picking up on the back end. Okay, so in Libra season, you might be very stern, very serious, or there's something you're disconnecting from emotionally. Okay, that's just the vibe I'm picking up right here on the back end. Okay. Or, like I said already, if you're connected to Libra, this is just them showing up in energy. So much air energy throughout this whole entire spread. So watch the mind state. Let's go through and do a quick little recap before we get into the shadow card. Very intriguing spread. Lots of synchronicities in this week's spread. But if you kindly look down in the box, tons of swords, tons of air, all sorts of stuff happening. We have the Page of Swords with the 2 of Swords in reverse. The main 2 things I was feeling here. Somebody could pop up out of nowhere. There could be an unexpected talk or a surprising talk that you have. Like, all right, I wasn't expecting to hear from you type of energy. Another vibe I'm picking up is like, yeah, there could be somebody watching, and we have it in 2 places, but you might know that already. Like, you might feel it in your bones. Like, all right, yeah, I kind of know that this person's keeping tabs or wanting to. And there's like a search for information here, like somebody wanting a piece of information. Moving to the center, we have the Hanged Man with the 2 of Pentacles in reverse. Somebody feeling like they need to get their act together. They need to get things together. There's something off balance. There's something not right. So it's like a little pulled back, stopped energy for the time being. And it makes sense to me. Like, it doesn't feel bad. It doesn't feel malicious, but more of this watching, this analyzing that we have right in the center. On to the back end, we have the Queen of Swords with Lady Justice in the upright. This could absolutely represent the karmic energy we've been feeling. You might be connected to a Libra here on the back end. But the main thing I was feeling in the coming days and weeks, regardless of other readings that might pop up, you might have a bit of an edge to you. You might be more serious than you normally are, or more skeptical of people. And it did give me like Scorpio energy, even though it's like all air. So take that for what it's worth. And once again, with 2s, with Lady Justice, there's a lot of weighing. All right, there's a lot of weighing. There's a lot of options, decisions, choices. But it seems like they're at a halt for whatever reason, or stopped for the time being. So yeah, please take a screenshot of that. Let's get you a shadow card. Let's see what's in the shadows from my lovely Aries friends, please, my guides. What do we got going on? And yes, I always like to see what's in the shadows. I feel like it's a nice way to end every reading. So let's get you 1 card here. Wrap this up. And yes, if you've made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll leave a link for that down below. Okay, this is the last week to get in for a personal spread. So after this week, I'll get other things going, but anyone that joins in these first couple of weeks will get a free personal spread along with their membership. All right, let's get it going here. Just felt like I needed to mention it. Thank you. Okay, 10 of Wands. So there could be something that's a little heavy. You should really watch your energy in this time, that you're not getting overwhelmed or overloaded. Sometimes this could also represent some sort of guilt, right? So there might be someone you're connected to that's feeling some sort of level of guilt. They're feeling something very heavy. They could be going through something really deep. But the one thing I love about this 10 Wands is that it is a very, very determined energy. So for a lot of you, regardless of what's going on, you could be extremely determined to see something through, keep it pushing, keep it moving. But once again, you might feel a little more zapped than you normally do. Aries is known as a very energetic sign with a big well of energy to pull from. In this time, make sure you're portioning that out properly. You're not wasting your energy and you're not overdoing it, right? Make sure you're getting rest and recuperation. And once again, as an Aries myself, I know we're prone to do that sometimes, overdo it a little bit. But yes, my friends, that's what I have for you this week. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the October subscriber surprise. If you got your name in for the September subscriber surprise, the winners will be announced after this week's Fire and Air readings. But for October, I'll be going back to one of the classics. I'll be giving away 2 copies of the Everyday Witches Tarot. It's one of the most beautiful decks out there. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things, as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed. Second, let me know down in the comments if there's a zodiac sign that you clash with. If so, which signs do you kind of bump heads with? You'll be entered to win, and at the end of October, your name will be announced in the community tab, my friends. As always, much love, and I'll see you next time.